So I wanted to put out a new video here, and I've got something about pine needle herbal tea, and I want to talk about the flavors of the pine needle tea and herbs and spices that you can add to it to either make it taste better or complement the taste of the pine. Now, a little disclaimer: I'm not a herbalist. I'm not here to offer medical advice. Before you forage and bring anything out of the wild to eat it, do your own research online about it. There is medicinal values to pine needles and a lot of the other herbs that I'm putting into it. So, look it up for yourself and decide for yourself whether or not it's something you should be taking. For this video, I'm using white pine needles, and what I usually do is I cut my pine needles up. I measure out my water and I bring my water to a boil, and I throw the pine needles in it and take it off the heat and let the pine needles sit in the hot water for 10 to 15 minutes, and anything else that I put in the water. Um, the first sort of spices that I put into my pine needle tea, and I use this for a lot of different teas that I make, is cinnamon and ginger. That's like my go-to spices for a lot of drinks. You can make cinnamon ginger tea all by itself. So it's really good with the pine needles. It's kind of Christmassy, I think. I got a little bit of ground up cinnamon. I'm going to put that in there. And I have some dried up ginger root bits that I'm going to throw in there and let soak in there. Both of these spices have some good medicinal values in it as well. And you can measure out your own amounts. I'm not going to tell you how much to put in it. You do it to taste for what you want. Another thing I like to put into my pine needle tea is elderberries. This is some store-bought elderberries that I have here. And I'm going to throw a couple teaspoonfuls, about a teaspoon and a half is what I'm going to put into this batch. That's a little strong on the elderberry, but the elderberries have a nice flavor, and it goes with the pine needles pretty good. I like to sweeten it up with honey. Sometimes I use stevia, but there's clover honey. A teaspoonful of that is really tasty. Sweetens it up really good. It's a good way to cut back with sugar. And I like a lot of teas because I'm cutting back on my sodas and making my own drinks. Now, another good thing to put into it that I think complements the pine flavor is chamomile flowers. The chamomile will add an appley sort of taste, appleish flavor to it. And I'm not talking about like a pine apple, but it complements the pine really well. So I'm going to throw a little bit in there, and I'll strain it out later. I've got a little bit of this is lemon balm that I grew this year. I'm going to crunch up some dried leaves and throw in there. Um, the lemon balm doesn't really add a lemony flavor, but I do like the value that lemon balm adds to drinks, so I do like to throw that into some of my drinks. Even though it doesn't give a citrusy taste, a little bit of lemon juice is real good to put into most teas and with pine teas too. I have dried lemon zest that I'm putting into this that I need to use up, but the lemon juice is great. Now, after it all simmers, I strain it out and I enjoy a glass of tea. Now, I can make a larger batch of this and chill it and have a nice herbal tea too. It's nice flavor. I really like it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit like if you like it, and let me know what you think.